cool stuff is mad cool. Indie culture's fad.
Why hello ladies and germs. Welcome to my Jack Skellington Halloween makeup video. I have been a humongous fan of The Nightmare Before Christmas ever since I was a little girl. I think I was about 7 when it came out, I believe. I don't really remember. Obviously because I was a little kid. So anyway, I just love that it has gotten more and more popular and more people have gotten into it. So last year I did a Sally the Rag Doll video because I've been Sally for like the last 3 years. But I knew that I had to do Jack Skellington to go along with Sally to kind of finish that up right there. And a lot of you have asked me to do Jack Skellington, so here you are. It's very easy to do. The only real product that you need, in fact you don't need what I used. You can use a white face paint instead of what I used. You could use black eyeliner instead of the face paint. What I did use is this Mehron palette. This is the basic palette. This is really fantastic. I actually recommend that you guys, if you can, get this or one of the other Mehron palettes just because they're so handy. They're great because you can use them as eyeshadow bases, you can use them for face painting, you can use them as eyeliner. It's just really great to have these around. It made my job of doing this a lot easier, which is partially why my Sally video last year was so ridiculously long, was because I didn't have like the proper face stuff, so I used eyeshadow and it was a nightmare. I hope you guys will enjoy this tutorial as much as I had fun making it. Remember to check out my blog because there will be pictures of this look along with a list of products and all that good stuff, and also follow me on Twitter. I'm also going to have a poll on my blog so that you guys can vote on a few things. I just kind of want to get some feedback from you guys, and that seems like an easy way to do it, even for people who are not following me on Twitter. So, I would like to say once again that I love you guys, and I just really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to watch my videos and hopefully to subscribe. Also, you guys, you can use this makeup for a variety of different uses. Obviously, you could use it for Jack Skellington. You could skip this part here and do like a Misfits skull with it. You could take the white for your whole face and do any kind of skull work with it. Anything like that, and it's just going to be really awesome. So, yay, and bye. Okay, so to start off this look, I first prep my skin by exfoliating it. I use the Volcanic Ash Exfoliator from MAC, and I exfoliated my skin. So then when I was done exfoliating my skin, I primed my face for makeup using the Cosmeticin Medimatte Oil Control Lotion. This is really fantastic under makeup, but it's quite expensive. Like, this is just a sample tube. I've never even bought this because it's really expensive. Because I'm going to be painting over my eyebrows, I used the Petralude method of covering your eyebrows. I'm going to go ahead and link to his video in the info box. I just used Elmer's glue stick in purple. So while I'm waiting for my eyebrows to dry, I'm going to actually start working on the eyes. What I like to do is I like to the black eyeliner on the waterline before I start doing all the face makeup, because it just makes it easier to work in that small area before there's already makeup all over your face. So I'm just going to line my upper and lower lash line, and I'm just not really pulling hard, I'm just gently flipping up the lid. You don't have to do this step if you don't want to. This is just to completely black out that area so that once we have the makeup on, it looks really nice and cohesive. The bottom waterline. Try to use a pencil if you can that is somewhat waterproof. It will wear with time, but I really like these 24/7 pencils that are from Urban Decay because they feel very comfortable to wear. I'm going to take the same eyeliner and just go over my top lid, because I don't want to get the Mehron face paint that close to my actual eye, like that. And now I look kind of emo. Okay, I'm just going to start working on the makeup before the eyebrows are completely dry. They're basically dry to the touch, and I'm just going to be painting over them. So what I'm going to use is, again, the 24/7 liner or any black eyeliner that you want to use. I'm just going to use it to draw out the shape of Jack's eyes. I just find that drawing out the basic shape of his eyes is much easier to do before you put on the white makeup than actually putting on the white makeup and then trying to draw that in after. Also, it's easier to draw it in with an eyeliner than it is with the face paint because that way the two don't really mix. So this will be fun. Not. Okay, so once you have the basic outline for that on, we're going to now switch gears to the white. I know it's kind of weird, we're just going to leave them like that, but trust me, it's much easier to do it this way. Okay, so now we're going to get to the fun part, the actual face painting. So for this, I'm going to use my Mehron Basic palette. I'm going to be using the white. I actually bought this one at a local costume shop, so I'm thinking that maybe some of you might be able to also get this at a costume shop. You could also use any kind of white grease paint or any kind of just, you know, white face makeup. The reason why I really like this is because I've used it several times and it's never broken me out. This also has all kinds of ingredients in it that are really good for your skin, like avocado oil and glycerin and cocoa butter, and also it smells like coconut, so it's actually pleasant to wear because it smells good, unless of course you don't like the smell of coconut. Because this is a liquid or water activated makeup paint cake, I'm going to use Ben Nye's Liquicet to activate this. Like, this is Fix Plus. You could also use this to activate it, or you could just use plain water. I just popped a couple of drops in there, and I'm going to have to continue to mix it as I go because I'm covering such a large area. I'm doing my whole face with this. And I'm using my Sigma 252 brush. Okay, and because he has a round head, I'm actually going to cut off part of my chin. And just kind of make a thick, bold line all the way around. Enough for you to be able to see your shape. And you go from side to side so you can see if you have it pretty symmetrical. Of course, you can always go back later and fix it. Jack's face is really round, and I kind of am getting a point here because of my chin. So I'm going to take a makeup remover wipe and just basically remove where I applied the color to my chin. This makeup is so great because it is water activated. You can just take it off with a makeup remover wipe like that. It's so easy. I love it. Okay, so now I'm going to start actually filling in the face. Okay, when you go around where you mapped out where the eyes are going to be very careful at this point not to get any white on the black. Just go around it lightly at this point. One down, one to go. This does take some time. Luckily, you guys will be watching this on fast forward instead of having to do it all. Well, I mean, if you're doing it, it's going to take longer. Anyway, I'll shut up so I can fast forward it. Keep in mind that the less liquid that you add, keep going over it, so it does take some practice to find balance. Obviously, I don't have that perfect. You could do this with a larger brush to kind of get some of the larger areas done quicker, but then I'm getting two brushes dirty for one, and for two, I actually like using this smaller brush because it gives me a little bit more control over where I'm putting the color. Okay, so now that you have your full face of white on, you can keep going over it until it's like super stark white and you can't see any little like cracks in the veneer basically, and perfect your shape. Do whatever you want to with it at this point before you start on the black, just because it's a lot easier. A tip for getting it kind of smooth around the eyes instead of making it look patchy is to draw a line with the white and then blend out from where you drew the line. Oops. It's okay, I'm going over it with black, so. Basically use like little short strokes like you would use if you were applying liquid foundation with like a 190 brush from MAC. Okay, so I already have lip balm on my lips, so I'm going to wipe them out since they are part of this whole, I mean, they're part of your face, right? So I'm just going to take some of that paint and paint over my lips. This is lip safe, by the way. Okay, well, I'm going to leave my lips alone for now since I need to use them to talk. They're going to keep getting pink, but I'm going to go over them again before I finish this. Don't forget your nose. Like, it's kind of gross, but like around your nostrils, don't forget that. Okay, so now we are going to finish the eyes. I'm again using my Mehron Basic palette. You could use any kind of black eyeliner you want. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to use, again, my Ben Nye Liquid Set. This also, I want to mention, this is not the packaging that Liquid Set comes in. Mine came in a little jar, and I just put it into these two little eyedropper things that I have. And I'm taking this small Face Secrets concealer brush, and I'm going to first kind of draw in the eyebrow, like start with it, and then I'm going to go along the edges, and I'm just going to do like a once over around the edges, and I'll perfect the final shape once I have the inside part all colored in. So your brows just get pretty much swallowed by the eyes, but whatever. It was still a good idea to glue them down, since now they won't be interrupting the makeup, you know? And I could this if you wanted to. I didn't. Whatever. Doing alright. This would also work for like panda makeup. It's starting to look like it's supposed to. Okay, so to set the eyeshadow, since I didn't use a primer, and because this is a liquid face paint and it is going to kind of crease, you want to get it on there pretty good to start with, and then on the lid as it dries you want to just kind of keep your eyelid closed. So you're going to want to do this one eye at a time for the eyelid. Let it dry. And then you're going to want to take just a cheap brand eyeshadow, black eyeshadow, tap off the excess because we don't want it getting on the white, and we're just going to set it with that. So I'm actually going to go around my whole eye with this. And then you want to perfect the shape of the outline of the eyes. So this is going to take some time. And that's why I wanted to use this brush, but this one actually has a pointed tip. You can actually use this one for eyeliner. So now I'm going to try to set the white makeup, and I'm going to use Ben Nye's Neutral Set. Again, this is not the packaging that the Ben Nye product came in. I bought some MAC jars and I put it in the MAC jar. So yeah, and I'm going to apply that with just a little tiny, this is actually an eyeshadow brush from Sonia Kashuk, but it's too big for my eyes, so I always use it for like small areas of face powder. And try to avoid getting this on the black. Whenever you're applying any type of powder around your nose, it's best to actually breathe out. That way none of the powder actually goes up your nose. Okay, so now that I have the eyes basically done, I kind of cleaned up the shape a little bit, but I mean you guys get the gist of it, right? So I'm going to go over my lips again just to make sure they're really, really white. Okay, so now I'm going to take again the black from the Mehron palette, and I'm using this little brush, this little angled brush, and I'm going to start drawing his mouth. This is kind of, I really can't talk through this, so just watch basically. I've got a little frame of reference thing here. Okay, so once you have that first line, then this is why I like using this angled one, is because I can both draw the dramatic line and then the little lines with it really, really easily. We're just going to draw his sewn up lines, so a little different. And then same on the other side. Okay, so you can either just leave your mouth white, or you could draw the lines over your lips. It's really up to you. I'm going to draw the lines over my lips, but I'm not going to put the black line through my lips. I've done this a couple times and it just doesn't look right if you do it that way, so. So we get the idea that I'm Jack Skellington. It's starting to kind of come together. Last thing is his nose. Now obviously you just have a nose, so you can just skip this if you want to, but I'm going to go ahead and add the little lines for his nose. So what's great about this makeup as well is you can modify it to go for different things. So let me take my hair down. Now, in terms of what to do with your hair, because obviously not all of us are bald, I personally would just wear my hair down, like this, because it kind of looks rounded. You could also put your bangs down if you've got bangs. Like, tell me that does not look totally freaking awesome. Like, seriously. Seriously, this is cool. Admit it. I didn't do any kind of mascara or anything just because, you know, you're supposed to be Jack Skellington, you're not really trying to look pretty or anything, but I think that if Jack Skellington was a real person, he'd totally be emo, thusly the striped shirt, and I think he'd have like some killer like scene hair. Just my personal opinion about the matter. Okay, so I went and powdered my hair just so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. Obviously, you would continue to add powder to it. I think that this would be kind of cool for Jack Skellington to like powder all the hair and stuff. I think that this really would work really, really good for like Misfits makeup too. Just not do this part here. I just think that would be so awesome, and that is probably what I'm going to do. Now, if you're going to do Misfits makeup with this, what you're going to want to do is like take all your hair and like gel it into a point down in the front here, and it would be totally awesome. Or you could do like a faux hawk or something. There's plenty of tutorials on how to do that here on YouTube. Next week I'm going to do a video showing my makeup storage. I know a lot of people have asked either for a collection video or a makeup storage video. I actually had a really popular YouTube guru ask me for some help with my lighting setup, which kind of made my day. But I'm going to kind of walk you guys through all that in that video, so watch out for that one. And then I've got a really awesome collaboration coming up with Katie Puckrick Smells. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you guys very, very soon in my next videos. Bye!